What if one of the smartest kids in Phineas and Ferb was also one of its bravest? Baljeet Tjinder may seem like nothing more than the nervous math genius, but behind his love of homework is an incredible story of friendship, courage, and personal growth. Over the course of the series, Baljeet transforms from the class nerd who fears getting anything less than an A into a confident inventor, musician, adventurer, and even a future professor. Today, we're exploring the complete life story of Baljeet Tjinder. Early life. Baljeet Tjinder was born in India before eventually moving with his family to Danville in the tri-state area. Although little is revealed about his early childhood, it's obvious from the start that education was a huge part of his upbringing. Baljeet was raised to value knowledge above almost everything else. He became obsessed with getting perfect grades, solving difficult math problems, and always being the smartest student in class. Even during summer vacation, while most kids were relaxing, Baljeet was attending summer school, often taking multiple classes at once. This intense focus on academics shaped nearly every part of his personality. Meeting Phineas and Ferb. Everything changed when Baljeet met Phineas Flynn and Ferb Fletcher. Unlike Baljeet, the two stepbrothers believed summer vacation should be spent building impossible inventions and creating unforgettable adventures. At first, Baljeet couldn't understand why they weren't studying, but before long, he became one of their closest friends. Although he still loved learning, he slowly realized that knowledge wasn't limited to textbooks. Building roller coasters, rockets, time machines, and giant inventions with Phineas and Ferb taught him lessons no classroom ever could. The bully Who became a friend. One of the strangest relationships in the series is between Baljeet and Buford van Stam. At first, Buford constantly bullied Baljeet. Baljeet was scared of him and often became his favorite target. But as the series continued, something unexpected happened. Instead of remaining enemies, the two developed a bizarre friendship. They argued constantly, competed with one another, and Buford still teased Baljeet. But underneath it all, there was genuine respect. Many episodes even showed them working together, proving that their friendship had become one of the funniest dynamics in the entire show. The ultimate genius, Baljeet quickly became known as one of the smartest kids in Danville. His greatest strength was mathematics. To Baljeet, getting an A-, felt like a disaster. In one memorable episode, he considered an A-, to be the worst grade of his life. His intelligence wasn't limited to math, though. He understood science, engineering, astronomy, physics, computers, and countless other subjects. Whenever Phineas and Ferb needed complicated calculations or scientific advice, Baljeet was usually ready with an answer. Even though he wasn't always the builder, his brilliant mind helped make many of the boys' impossible projects possible. More than just a nerd, many fans forget that Baljeet has plenty of hidden talents. He's an excellent singer. He plays multiple musical instruments, including guitar, keyboard, drums, and bass. He even becomes part of the band, the Baljeetals, showing that he's far more than just the quiet kid with perfect grades. Baljeet also proves himself surprisingly brave. Whether traveling through time, exploring space, facing monsters, or joining dangerous adventures, he often overcomes his fears to help his friends. Every adventure makes him a little more confident. Funny fears and quirks. Of course, Baljeet wouldn't be Baljeet without his hilarious personality. He worries about almost everything: homework, tests, grades, danger. Even the possibility of failing can send him into panic mode. Despite all his intelligence, he often overthinks simple situations. These exaggerated fears became one of the funniest running jokes throughout the series. Yet those same fears also made his brave moments much more meaningful. Friendships. Baljeet shares strong friendships with nearly every member of the group. Phineas inspires him to think beyond school. Ferb quietly supports him on countless adventures. Isabella treats him as a trusted teammate. Even Candace occasionally interacts with him during the brothers' wild summer projects. Over time, Baljeet becomes one of the core members of the gang rather than just the smart kid. Romantic future. As the story moves into the future in Act Your Age, fans finally learn what happened to Baljeet after childhood. By this point, Baljeet has already graduated from college while many of his friends are just finishing high school. He has become a professor, proving that his lifelong passion for learning never disappeared. The episode also reveals that he and Ginger are together, showing that Baljeet eventually found happiness both professionally and personally. Legacy. Baljeet's story is one of the biggest examples of character growth in Phineas and Ferb. He begins as a nervous student who only thinks about grades. By the end of the series, he becomes a confident scientist, loyal friend, talented musician, fearless adventurer, and successful professor. His intelligence never changes, but the way he uses it does. Instead of letting fear control him, Baljeet learns to enjoy life alongside his friends while still embracing what makes him unique. That's why he's become one of the most beloved supporting characters in the entire franchise. And that's the complete life story of Baljeet Tjinder. Did you know Baljeet eventually became a professor? Who's your favorite Phineas and Ferb character, and whose life story should we cover next? If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another character biography. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Also, get me to 1K subscribers, so I can do a face reveal soon.